Warm good afternoon to everyone here. I'm Dr. Pallavi Agrawal. I'm Associate Professor from Amity Institute of Molecular Medicine and Stem Cell Research, and I will be your MC today. On behalf of Amity Science, Technology and Innovation Foundation, ASTIF, Amity University, Uttar Pradesh, we welcome our Honorable Founder President, Sir Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, Sir. It is the vision and mission of Honorable Founder President Sir that has made Amity a leading global education brand. We thank you, sir, for your gracious presence today. We welcome our esteemed guest, Dr. N. Kalaiselvi, Director General, Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, CSIR, and Secretary of Department of Scientific and Industrial Research. We thank you, ma'am, for taking out your precious time to join us today. Thank you, ma'am. We are graciously having the presence of our most beloved dynamic leader, Dr. Atul Chauhan, sir, Chancellor, Amity University, Uttar Pradesh. Thank you, sir, for being here. I also welcome respected Vice Chancellor, ma'am, respected Dr. Gurvinder, sir, and all the dignitaries to be present here, all the trustee members, thank you so much for being here. And I also welcome all dignitaries, faculty members, students, the school students who have joined us for their gracious presence, and thank you for joining us today for this ASTIF oration event. Devi Saraswati, an epitome of true knowledge, is regarded the source of endless learning and represents the free flow of wisdom. To empower us with the blessings of Ma Saraswati, I invite all dignitaries for lighting of the lamp and Saraswati Vandana.
Yes.
Please, sir, come for the lighting of the lamp.
भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। हे शारदे मां अज्ञानता से हमें तार देना। हे शारदे मां अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे मां। तू स्वर्ग की देवी, ये संगीत तुझसे, हर शब्द तेरा है, हर गीत तुझसे। हम हैं अकेले, हम हैं अधूरे, तेरी शरण में हमें प्यार दे मां। हे शारदे मां अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे मां। हे शारदे मां अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे मां। तू स्वयं की देवी, ये संगीत तुझसे, हर शब्द तेरा है, हर गीत तुझसे। हम हैं अकेले, हम हैं अधूरे, तेरी शरण में हमें तार दे मां। हे शारदे मां अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे मां। अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ।
बहुत बड़े बनोगे। Blessings will always come from top. We wish you all the very best.
Thank you, ma'am.
It's a really good song.
Thank you very much. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Amity has a long-standing in tradition of welcoming our guests with Tulsi saplings, wishing them good health and well-being. I request Honorable Founder President Sir to welcome our guest, Dr. N. Kalaiselvi, with a Tulsi sapling. I now request Honorable Chancellor Sir to welcome our guest with Tulsi sapling, please. Please give a big round of applause here. So we are welcoming our beloved Founder President Sir. I now request Dr. W. Salvamurthy Sir to please welcome our guest with Tulsi sapling. Yeah, please a round of applause, please here. I now request our VC ma'am, the Vice Chancellor ma'am, Dr. Balvinder Shukla ma'am, kindly welcome our guest with the Tulsi sapling, please. A big round of applause here.
So I know you will have that. Thank you so much.
I also request Professor Dr. Gurinder Singh sir to please welcome our guest with the Tulsi sapling. Sir, so you will have a lot of Tulsi sapling, ma'am. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
actually grown in the intensive house. Yeah, organic.
Dr. W. Salvamurthy is an eminent stalwart in the field of biomedical research, having served DRDO, Government of India, for more than 40 years. He is currently the President of Amity Science Technology Innovation Foundation, Director General of Amity Directorate of Science and Innovation, and also Chancellor of Amity University, Chhattisgarh. I humbly invite him to deliver his welcome address, please.
Good afternoon to everyone. Let's welcome our honored guest, Dr. N. Kalaiselvi, DG CSIR, Secretary, Department of Scientific and Industrial Research, with a big clap. Yes, the thunderous clap. Thank you very much. Honorable Founder President, Dr. Ashok Chauhan, the visionary, the person who has taken India to a global map of education, research, innovation, entrepreneurship, philanthropy. In all these domains, we are proud that our founder president has really created an unparalleled leadership in the world, which we all cherish. We are all blessed to be in Amity. And so much thank you, founder president, for this blessings always, because we always say blessings are Brahmastra. So you may have knowledge, skills, behavior, sanskars, all that. But above all, once you have blessings, that is the most powerful a part of the life that which will propel you to make you happy and peaceful and successful. So thank you so much, Founder President. We are also fortunate to have with us our honored guest, Dr. Kalaiselvi, N. Kalaiselvi, whom I have known right from DRDO days. I have been seen her growth, blossoming as a great scientist in CSIR, particularly in a laboratory which she headed for a long time, CSIR. That is the Center for Electrochemical Research Institute at Karaikudi, which is close to my place. And she's also close to my place, incidentally native place. So I have seen her, the way she has developed, contributed to the nation through CSIR and through her outstanding research and development contributions. She is again a great leader and the first woman DG which we have in CSIR. Let's clap for this because we are proud. Women empowerment, and she has reached that pinnacle and setting a mark that the first women Director General in CSIR. She has another first. She has been the first women director of CSIR. Let's clap for another, this unique position she has enjoyed. And if you open up Google and look for electrochemical and battery storage, everywhere you will find her name on the top. So that is a field of specialization, be it nickel batteries, sodium ion batteries, and all those storage, energy storage, she has excelled. And then now the e-mobility, which we are all talking about, she is spearheading in our country. So we are very fortunate to have such a wonderful person here. We are also blessed to have our Chancellor, Dr. Atul Chauhan, a product of London School of Economics, and a young, charismatic, dynamic leader, and who is also the president of our foundation for the whole Amity group of educational institutions. So he is our the revered, dynamic, charismatic leader, and who is driving the whole mission in Amity group. Thank you very much, Chancellor Sir, to be with us. And I just spoke to him yesterday. He said, yes, if DGCSIR is coming, I will be there. I'll leave away all the appointments. he joined us today. We are also fortunate to have our trustees, Mr. Abhay Chauhan and Mr. Amol Chauhan, Ms. Radima, and we are fortunate to have them with us. That shows the importance, madam, they have attached for your visit, for our collaboration, the respect, and also the gratitude we want to express by their gracious presence of all senior pillars of the Amity group and trustees are here. Thank you so much for gracing this occasion. We are also fortunate to have with us our group vice chancellor, Dr. Gurinder Singh, Professor Dr. Gurinder Singh, and he looks after internationalization with a focus, because founder wants every student of Amity should have a foreign exposure. Because he went to Germany on a German scholarship. That made a change in his life, and he was able to learn the best of the West, and he could come back to the East back, and then he established the blending the best of the West, best of the East here in education. So he wants to give that experience to all our students. So the foreign language is a must, and also internationalization. All our students through study abroad program, 3-continent program, we are exposing them to various universities and their culture, immersion into their culture. And we are fortunate to have our young dynamic, the Vice Chancellor, Dr. Balvinder Shukla. He is looking after a big campus, because this is the first campus and 40,000 students she is governing, and at 5 campuses and some offshore campuses as well. So very dynamic, and we call her a taskmaster, but then she means result-oriented, outcome-oriented Vice Chancellor. So thank you, Professor Balvinder Shukla, for joining us. And we are also fortunate to have all our deans, advisors, DGs, HOIs, HODs, faculties, research scholars, and also above all our school children. Let's clap for our school children who are going to be the future leaders. We have 28 Amity International School looked after by our first lady of this Amity group, Dr. Mrs. Amita Chauhan. And she is PhD in Sanskrit. And for them, how many children you have? She will not say 6 children, but she will say, I have 40,000 children. They're all their children. So that is the love and affection Dr. Mrs. Amita Chauhan gives to the children. And they're all excelling in their profession, winning awards, NASA awards, Wharton Business School awards. And now your CSIR IITR award very recently this year, 5 of our students got from Amity International Schools. These schools occupy top 5 position or 3 position always, 1, 2, 3 in 10th standard, 12th standard. When you see the results, it will be all Amity International Schools. So we are very fortunate to have with us our children and also their principals and also some of the teachers who have accompanied the children. I also welcome all those faculties, very distinguished faculties of Amity who have joined us today, online, offline. Some of the vice chancellors have joined online. So we welcome each and every one of you today on this very happy occasion. Madam, we want to express our gratitude to you because when you chaired the meeting, steering committee meeting between CSIR and Amity group and CSIR institutions, you really gave a new paradigm for this collaboration because this partnership is now more than about 4 years. But then the meeting which you chaired has given an exponential growth, impetus, momentum to our collaboration. And now we meet more often, we deliberate, and our partnership between the CSIR institutions and Amity Group have really amplified in a big way. Just to give a little glimpse, you will be happy, even though we mentioned a lot about during the presentation. We have more than 560 publications, joint publications, together with CSIR. That means the authors from CSIR labs and our faculties. Patents, we have filed 8 patents, joint patents. And projects, 10 projects are executed, 80 proposals are jointly submitted. So that means this is all after your steering committee meeting. And research fellows, 15 of your CSIR research fellows are here doing PhD. Internship, more than 60 students have gone in the last 2 years to CSIR laboratories. So this is really doing well. So with your blessings and the dynamic approach and the impetus which you gave in the steering committee meeting, I can assure you from our side, from Amity Group, that we will ensure the dreams which you have for this partnership, we will realize through active, fruitful, outcome-oriented collaboration. Now I will conclude in welcoming you, but I'll have to say a few words about your awards. Madam has won many awards, but I'll say 4 awards. International Scientist of the Year 2007. International Scientist of the Year. Top 100 Scientists of the Year. Then from South Korea, Brain Pool Fellowship, South Korea 2003. C.V. Raman Mahila Vigyan Puraskar 2019, very recent. And above all, she is an excellent human being, very humble, simple, accessible, and also with all the time with happiness and smile. I have seen always Dr. Kalaiselvi with blossoming the expression of happiness, which is very important. And also, I listened to her oration in one of the labs just 2 months ago when I met you. And the way in which she gives the oration with the passion, junoon, and the energy, you will be seeing it today. Thank you so much. Welcome, madam.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words. We are happy to have gracious presence of our great visionary, our own Honorable Founder President, Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, sir. With a mission to provide quality and need-based education, he founded MIT institutions under the aegis of Ritnan Balved Education Foundation RBEF. His vision has translated into the internationally benchmarked MIT campuses all around the world that have come to epitomize the MIT Education Group. Today, from pre-nursery to postdoctoral research, every aspect of education, science, and innovation is covered under one umbrella of MIT Universe. I humbly request Honorable Founder President Sir to bless us with his words.
My dear students, faculty members, HODs, HOIs, directors, everybody, I'm so happy to see you. I know you, most of you individually. Anybody can ring me, sir, my name is this. Tell me what is my PBR factor, what publication, because if I'm not having everybody, I'm trying to know from my scientists and others all details, because many times people ask me, Dr. Chauhan, from where you bring the energy to work 18 hours a day? Your wife subjects it, but you don't obey her. I told, I will bring anybody who says it to see you people. To see you people. You people are totally different. Ajit Verma bhai, aap bhi khali thali baja rahe the, baja lo. I brought him JNU, absolutely distinguished scientists. So I think when people sees you, where are these people? Where are this type of dedicated, self-motivated go-getter? If you bring anybody, bring me any other place, in any other institution, I have been telling it for the last 20 years, I will take your whole family, Parosi, everybody with a first class to Lufthansa or American Airlines for a 1 week trip to US. I said, I mean, 25 साल से तो कोई आया नहीं आज तक, because they know. I know my people. I know my people because those who have come here, Ajit Verma is, I think, 25, 30 years. They have come, DRDO have brought, CSIR brought, and also from DST have brought. So I always say, these scientists have so much experience. Dr. Chakravarti, तो आता ही उन्होंने छक्के मारने शुरू कर दिए, because the culture of CSIR brought with him. So he started. Recently, Alok Dhawan came. He was almost a part of big life in CSIR. But I tell you now, very, very particular things. They scientists retire at 60 years of age. And he was 59 already with CSIR, with ITRR. So he was very wise. He told, अभी तो मुझे 5-6-7 साल काम करना है. So he went on the invitation of Yogi ji, Chief Minister, Special Minister, to a institution in the UP government. Say, here I can work safely 5 years. So when I came to Germany, I was the first to recognize the talent of the people. I took the Major KJ Singh, who was in IB, as my Vice Chancellor, the Robin Sareen, and took a maximum number of Army Defense Police officers, because they are all having so much knowledge and so much power. So I think those who are sitting here, you are from different age factors. Youngs are there, middle age, and also a little elderly age. I was telling to my Honorable Kalaiselvi ji that in my last birthday in October, I announced, don't worry, I will tell you why, that in 2047, when we have 100 years of independence, I will sing. Mona Lisa, sun rahe ho na? Mona Lisa? She's a terrible person, Greek chemistry.
Okay.
So I told them that in 2047, I will sing and dance with you. So many people, those who are not optimistic, those think normal way, they saw my face. I knew they are suspicious. I tell you, we all are, all those who are MIT working single-handedly for the mission of the God, for the mission of the God. And is it not worry of my family or Tulji or Amitaji? It is his worry to keep me healthy and on my footing. And then I say, if something happens earlier, then he had called me for a promotional job. Because you all, I tell you, why you are working so hard, why you are appreciated so much. You are also working for the mission. No family interest, nothing. I brought here Atul, CMG, and Abhayji, and my youngest daughter-in-law in December 2022, Ridhima. So when I was looking for a girl, everybody was asking, "Kya kar rahi ho? Kya hai? Family kya hai?" I was single-handedly asking, "To MIT ke liye kya karoge?" So they all are day and night working for MIT. So for you, for your next generation, your children, the MIT is ensured. For over next generation, for your grandchildren, MIT are there. Tulji is there. You know, these are brilliant people. Because even if I live till 105, but still, then your grandchildren has to be taken care of. Amitaji has made this school. A large number of people are studying in a school. So I would say not more, but two things. Silva Murthy ji introduced our chief guest with 2 times first. 2 times first. I will add, which I spoke in the launch, one more first. One more first, that for me, this is the first lecture of this decade, which is going to happen. Why? Why? Because she has leadership qualities. She is a go-getter person, result-oriented, outcome-based, motivational. I have not seen much person like that. You may be highly qualified. You may be sitting on a very high position. But if you have these qualities, you can change the world. Or madam, that is why I told it is the lecture of the decade. I thank to Silva Murthy ji. And with her, there is an employee, Meenakshi. She was instrumental in making MOU. I thought he will come. So madam, मैं आपको नमन करता हूँ. बहुत खुशी बताता हूँ. और आप हमें गाइड करो, एडवाइस करो. अभी वो कह रही थी कि आप जलाइए लैंप, you are elder. I am elder, but you are wiser. Because before me. So I will say, give a big clap. To a classic.
Thank you very much, Founder President Sir. We strongly stand with your mission of nation building with education and beyond. Thank you so much. It is my honor to introduce an exceptional scientist and administrator, Dr. N. Kalaiselvi. Dr. N. Kalaiselvi is the DG CSIR and Secretary of the Department of Scientific and Industrial Research. She is the first woman DG of India's premier 80 years old R&D organization. Before her appointment, she was the director of CSIR, Central Electrochemical Research Institute, and also held charge of Director, CSIR, National Aerospace Laboratories. Her research work has focused on electrochemical power systems, in particular, the development of electrode materials, including lithium and beyond lithium batteries, supercapacitors, and electrolytes for energy storage and electrocatalytic applications. In her career, she has been bestowed with numerous awards for excellence, including the most recent C.V. Raman Mahila Vigyana Puraskar. It is my great pleasure to invite Dr. N. Kalaiselvi to deliver her oration on the theme Energy Management Indian Perspective. Ma'am, please.
So they can walk and talk. Yeah. So namaskar, vanakkam, and good afternoon to each and every one of you. I'm really thrilled, excited, and I'm more than happy to see such a great, overwhelming response, which I never expected from such a great organization and such great luminaries, those who are really decorating the stage. First of all, Ji, I'm totally humbled by your words. Because whenever you say that you are elder, but I'm wiser. No, truly I disagree with you. Because whatever I have learned is only a bookish knowledge. But you have, in real time, getting it demonstrated that you can create this kind of an universe. This is not university. This is an universe you have created, wherein you have the miniature of Government of India also. So I think this is a model that I think everyone, every educationalist or every philanthropist should take into consideration. Because rightly told by the MC girl, she rightly mentioned, I think you are a research scholar, she rightly mentioned that starting from pre-nursery up to postdoctoral research, can you find a place within this country under one umbrella? Yes, it is possible. You can make this as a quiz question also. That where will you have all these facilities under one umbrella? The answer is Amity University. Had they asked this question before I visited this place, even I would have thoroughly failed. But now I myself will become an ambassador for you. I will make this result to be known to, answer to be known to as many people as possible within this country. Because this kind of right message should reach each and every citizen of this country. Friends, we are living in a totally different environment today. I used to say that we are all so fortunate that we are passing through the Amrit Kal. Very important period of this country. So country today is a developing country. And we should be called as a developed country in the nearest future. And therefore you may ask me, what is the timeline of this nearest future? Can it be in weeks? Can it be in days? Can it be in months? Can it be in years? For a country to become a developed country from a developing level, definitely you need years. Therefore, you can ask me how many years. He said, I'm the chief guest of the decade and the talk is going to be the talk of the decade. Actually, whenever you are raising this kind of a bar, no, my pressure goes up. Happily, I'm not a BP person. So no problem. My body can accept any amount of pressure. So now coming back to, so how many years this country will require? I can tell you, friends, next 6 or max 7 years. This is the critical period. Whatever you and I, as responsible citizens of this country, whatever we are going to do in the field of academia or science, or technology or innovation, whatever we are going to do in next 6 to 7 years, that is going to decide the fate of the country for next 6 to 7 decades. And I always used to say, and I wish to reiterate it in this particular Amity universe, not university, universe, that I should say that this is one of the most important period, and you and I, we are fortunate to be a part of this period of this country, and we all should unite all our strengths, and we should work in synergy by means of which we can make many things to happen in the coming years. And friends, I'm here to share with you some of my thoughts on energy. I'll try to make it as less scientific as possible, so that I'll be able to reach and every one of you. But before that, you can ask me, why should I take this particular title of energy? Why I should talk, whether it is the fact that I am a person from energy field, friends, truly speaking, that is one of the reasons, but it is not the ultimate reason. I told you the country should become a developed country, and whether you believe it or not, whether we believe it or not, whether we consider it or not, world started believing, the entire globe has started believing that we are only going to take the leadership in science, in technology, in innovation, apart from even economic growth also after another 7 or 8 years. And therefore, friends, we have to now think very seriously on 5 important factors. What are those 5 important factors? I'm just going to talk about 5 different securities. So one is food security. The other one is water security. Third one is energy security. Fourth one is healthcare security. And the last one is strategic security. So if we are able to address all these 5 securities, I think definitely days are not so far off. India need not even wait for 7 years or more than 7 years. Within that particular period, we can make India to go from the developing nation to the developed nation. Whereas the time of 1 hour may not be sufficient to touch upon all the 5 securities. And therefore, I thought that of all the securities, if at all I talk about energy security, because this campus is filled with a lot of positive energy. All positive energies are assembled here. So if at all I make all of you to understand what is it that energy security is, and if at all I can also add little more energy level here, I think that is the smallest service that I can do to this institution and to the position in which I'm supposed to do all these kinds of service. So friends, I think already I have taken some time. I will just make you understand what I'm going to talk today. So do I have a pointer? And a slide mover also. There's a slide mover, right? Okay. So this is what. So first, I should have some introduction about, because who Kalaiselvi is nowadays, I think you don't require any introduction. Even if you ask our inseparable friend, unavoidable friend, who is nothing but Google. If you ask Google, Google will tell who Kalaiselvi is. But apart from that, MC also explained who Kalaiselvi is. But in my opinion, my address is CSIR. Because you never called Kalaiselvi here, you have called the leadership of CSIR. And whenever I get the chance, I always used to say that it is not Kalaiselvi who got the leadership. It is the electrochemistry which got celebrated as the leadership of CSIR. So my address is CSIR, and therefore I'll start with my address. Friends, I do not know how many of you are aware of the fact that when CSIR was established in the year 1942. So we always proudly lift our collar up and say that we are 5 years senior to the independent India. So India got independence only in 47, but we got our birth in the year 1942. Therefore, we are 5 years senior. Therefore, here you have a very important point to note down. Pre-independent time, there were no industries. Nobody was left with the kind of a clue that in what way independence is going to be obtained and what will happen after independence. Nothing was there. Everybody remained as clueless persons. But at that point of time, the then Prime Minister, the then nationally interested leadership, they had the foresighted visionary thought that they believed strongly after independence, country should have a strong science and technology related organization. And this is how they just made the CSIR to come into existence. Then at that time, no industries were there, but then it was named as CSIR, Council of Scientific and Industrial Research. Therefore, we used to say that in the year 1942 or up to 1947 and 48, we were functioning as only Council of Scientific Research. But only after few laboratories, we got our expansion. And only when India got the establishment of few industries, we truly started working as scientific organization wherein our inputs will be finding application for industries. But today, after spending 8 strong decades, successful decades, today we are 80-year-old organization. So today we can say that whatever science we do in the laboratory, we offer it in the form of technology, we offer it in the form of a product, or process, or know-how, or patent, or publication, which is finding its application to Indian industries especially. But all the time, we are fully aware that whatever we make impacts in the field of science and technology, it should be of global level. So in 1947, it was only Council of Scientific Research. But afterwards, India at 2022, we celebrated our 75th, meaning its country celebrated the 75th year of independence, and we celebrated our 80 years. At that time, we realized that to some extent, we have created some impact in terms of industrial research. Now the most important deadline comes. Now country is fully getting geared up for 2047 because I'm eagerly waiting for two reasons. So far, I had only one reason to look for 2047, which is the 100th year of independence. Today, I found another reason. Your topmost leadership is going to sing and dance on that particular day. And therefore, I really pray God, I should be really, really blessed to see that. So now I have two very important reasons for the year 2047. So from scientific reason, year 2047, India will be celebrating the centenary celebrations of independence, and we should really prove at that point of time that we are the ultimate solution providers. I really mean this word because today, even after 80 years, I used to share with my colleagues, Professor Chakravarti is here, we used to talk very openly. CSIR is always getting appreciated for its openness. We never make things to get exaggerated version. I strongly and I humbly and I truly admit that today we cannot say that we are the ultimate solution provider. We are one of the solution providers. But we feel that in the year 2047, CSIR should be identified as the ultimate solution provider of the country, and that has been made as the vision and mission of my organization. I always tell my people, now we are one among others. We have been identified, but we should become the one and only person, and then only people will celebrate. Now acceptance is there, but when are we going to get that kind of celebrate? Because I want to become a celebrity, not Kalaiselvi, CSIR. So CSIR should be celebrated by the country. Therefore, 2047 is the final target. And of course, the year 2050, friends, as I already told you, whether we believe it or not, globe believes that we will become the global leader. And therefore, I believe this country should be the global leader, the nodal leader, and this country should be considered as a model country. And therefore, in a selfish way, I'm forced to think CSIR should also be global, nodal, and model organization in the year 2050. So this is what is the dream. I'm not committing that I want to sing and dance, but I will admire. I'll be in the first row to appreciate. So, but I really want my organization to become nodal and model for global R&D. So friends, especially for school children, you can ask me, ma'am, you are talking about CSIR. You say 37 national laboratories. Each laboratory is having a minimum of 700 to 1,000 staff members. Therefore, what is the size of my family? My family is also 40,000 plus. Around 50,000 is the family size. So I'm so rich with respect to family members. So what is it that CSIR has done to this country so far? Because your founder is also having a lot of fascination and passion for the word first. So CSIR also has created number of firsts. So India's first infant food, Amul. You would have heard about this Amul and Amulya. So Amul is CSIR's product. You can ask me what is so special, because school children, again, I'll tell you. Once upon a time, because somebody was talking about West and its best and its combination with the East. So now I'm coming to that point. So at that point of time, even infant food was available in the form of a milk powder. But everyone in the globe strongly believed that Indian buffalo milk could not be made as a milk powder. But it was at that point of time, CSIR took it as a challenge, and we just made it possible that even Indian buffalo milk was converted in the form of a milk powder. And that is where the first product, Amul product, the first baby food or the infant food, it is the technology of CSIR. So CSIR proved Indian buffalo milk could be made in the form of a powder, and it could be given to infants. So that is the first one. And of course, India's leather industry. Even if you go to any country, including African countries, everywhere the leather technology related consultancy, it is coming only to India. And in India, who is really taking care of leather technology? It is the Central Leather Research Institute at Chennai. And therefore, the country's leather technology is CSIR's leather technology. And the third one is the electrochemistry, my own institution. Do you feel that I should take water? Okay. Okay, I'll take. I'm a most obedient student. Okay, so in the case of electrochemistry, again, the country's electrochemistry is nothing but CSIR's electrochemistry. Again, to students, I will tell you, just 2 days back, I shared this message and I left this as a message to all the electrochemists. Electrochemistry is one very interesting field wherein you have only the play between two electrodes. One is cathode, the other one is anode. Cathodes are all the time positive, anodes are all the time negative. So whenever you are going to your classroom, you will be searching for a friend who is having the same wavelength and you prefer to sit next to him. But in electrochemistry always prefers dissimilar metals. Electrochemistry never, it is not hunting for similar metals. Electrochemistry never searches for synergy. It never looks for similar wavelength. It always enjoys dissimilarity. It always enjoys heterogeneity. The all-time positive cathode, it happily lives with all-time negative anode, and both of them are living within the same electrochemical cell. They live so happily. They produce electrochemical reactions. They produce products which are clean, which are green, and they get celebrated. Therefore, who is really playing the major role in between this all positive cathode and all negative anode? We call one medium, which is electrolyte, that is the conducting medium. So the all positive cathode, it makes use of this conducting medium. It conducts its maximum positive energy towards anode, and somehow it keeps anode in the good humor, and therefore they are able to live with each other. It is not living together. They lead a family and they come up with good children also. So whatever it may be the situation, whatever it may be the wavelength with which we are having the circumference or official atmosphere or classroom atmosphere or social atmosphere, I think we should always behave like cathodes. Because for every cathode, there will be an electrolyte, there will be an opportunity, there will be a conducting medium. It is the way you make use of the opportunity. It is the way you conduct your positive energy, by means of which you can make the neighbor to have your own positive energy also. Therefore, when I'm talking about energy and electrochemistry, please take this message. It's a lifetime message, especially to school children. And the next one is India's pharmaceutical industry. Its all ingredients are taken from in CSIR's pharmaceutical related research. I'm not going to give you what are the list of products. You can again go back to your best friend Google. Google will tell you the long story. And of course, petrochemical industry. Why I'm talking about the petrochemical industry? Today is a transition period. Even though we say renewable energy is going to be the future of this country, even this morning, me and Dr. Saraswat, we were sharing the dais virtually in another meeting, wherein both of us clearly made the country to understand today our dependence on fossil fuels is 90%, 90. In the year 2047, our target is we have to reduce our dependence on fossil fuels to the extent of 50%. Meaning is, even in the year 2047, coal cannot be a forgotten story. The conventional fuels cannot become the forgotten story, and therefore, whether it is related to coal energy or petroleum energy or diesel energy, you have to really think about and you have to consider all these factors till 2047 and even beyond 2050 also. So there again, we have number of institutes, and we are working in the field of petroleum chemistry, and our offerings are also taking India to the next level. So again, agricultural and farming, I think most of you, at least the senior people, might be aware of the fact, India's first tractor, the Swaraj, the tractor is none but it is CMERI's technology. We have Mechanical Engineering Research Institute in Durgapur. So it is CSIR's first tractor. it is Indian technology, or I would say India's first tractor. That's why I use the word tractored by CSIR tractor technology. And the last one, as I told you, in the year 2047 also, coal cannot be a forgotten story. See, Mother Nature is so abundantly, she has blessed us. India is rich with metals. India is rich with minerals. India is rich with mines also. So Indian mines, we have lots and lots of coal. But you know the ground state reality? Even after having abundant amount of coal, 20% of our coal is getting imported. What is the reason? We have coal, raw coal, but the coal in its purest form, we call it as a clean coal technology, that is not available to the extent which is required by the country. Therefore, 20% of the coal is getting imported. This is where CSIR is coming into picture. We want to reduce it from 20% to X percentage. I don't want to commit because it is not Kalaiselvi who is going to do, but we have given some number to that institute. Therefore, for the country, for its metal wealth, material wealth, mining wealth, healthcare, pharmaceuticals, energy, water, whatever you say, CSIR is there. So can you accept CSIR is omnipotent? But I have already agreed that Amity is omnipotent because I was told that in 12 places you have international organizations and you have, what is a nice terminology? What is the Vice Chancellor's name? Group of University Vice Chancellor. So first time I'm hearing, but it sounds so good because you are so rich with so many universities. So we used to say we have 37 national laboratories across the country, but you people humbly say we have 12 international organizations. So now I thought that I should not say 37 is a big number. You have much more bigger number. So now coming to CSIR's technology, you can ask me, are we working for only industries? What are our targets? I can tell you, number one is we have to work for industry. And of course, the second one is we have to work for the society. Society means there are two types of society. Whether we are giving our offerings only to the urban areas or are we working for rural areas also. So I'm just giving you some glimpses. So whether it is a coal gasifier or whether it is mines related thing or DME is nothing but dimethyl ether. It's a pilot plant facility and it comes very much closer to methanol economy as well as hydrogen economy. So recently our Honorable Prime Minister inaugurated and dedicated 1 unit of hydrogen hydrate also. I did not include it here. So that also had happened in the Gujarat, in the state of Gujarat. And that is, I think it has already commercialized. It has started its commercial production very recently. The success story will be discussed from next calendar year onwards. So apart from that, all these things must be known to you. So steel slag road, I do not know how many of the school children are aware of the steel slag road. Friends, India is the third largest producer of steel. And some statistics says that India is the second largest producer of steel, but whatever it may be, whether it is second or the third largest producer of steel, all the steel industries are producing steel slag, which is going as a waste material. So far, nobody cared about this steel slag as a waste material, but we have taken into consideration of the huge amount of steel slag that is going as a waste, and that has been made as a substitute for the natural aggregate that is being utilized for making roads. So in how many places we have already made roads? A minimum of 6 places, including Indo-China border road at Arunachal Pradesh. And in many highways, it is Gujarat, Vadodara, Mumbai highway, and in many other places, Nagpur, other places also, in 5 to 6 places, we have already laid the roads. And you can ask me, what is the great charm in that road? The road thickness is reduced 1/3 compared to the conventional road. And the stability of the road is going to be 2.5 to 3x times greater than that of the conventional road. And therefore, the steel slag technology is one of the greatest technologies. You will be amazed to know that in the global summit, this is the first time India got the award for the steel slag technology, and the scientists from CRRI, Central Road Research Institute. His name is Dr. Satish Pandey. Again, you can Google. Dr. Satish Pandey has been announced as the steel slag man of the globe this year. So India got visibility because of this steel slag technology. Again, it is because of CSIR. And of course, Hansa NG, it is again a pilot flight, I would say, hobby flying, flying, training flights. All these things are made possible by Hansa NG. It is our NAL's technology, National Aerospace Laboratories technology. Fuel cell car. Again, you would have heard about green hydrogen by this time. I used to say hydrogen is one very, very interesting, I would say, gas or element or molecule, whichever way you say, I call it as a fuel. Hydrogen is the very, very important fuel, the highest calorific value, and you can connect hydrogen with all the seven colors of rainbow, Vibgya. You can call blue hydrogen, brown hydrogen, green hydrogen, pink hydrogen, whatnot. But of all the seven colors of hydrogen, not seven colors, actually 5 colors, green hydrogen is the cleaner form of hydrogen. And this hydrogen is utilized to run the fuel cell car. And we from CSIR, SICRI and NCL, we demonstrated this fuel cell powered car and fuel cell powered bus also. So these are the recent demonstrations. And biojet fuel is another interesting thing. I told you about this petroleum in IIP, Indian Institute of Petroleum, another laboratory or the institute, wherein they found a technology of converting the reused cooked oil that could be converted into bio-aviation fuel. So that fuel is also now giving us new identity. And of course, coming to rural, these are the things. So even the Honorable Prime Minister in his Mann Ki Baat, a minimum of 3 to 4 times, he made mention about our rural technologies. So number 1 is Anna Apple. So my young friends, you may be thinking that Kashmir is the only place where you will get apple. Those days have gone. Now, even if you go to Northeast, you can get apple. The same Kashmiri apple, you can get it in Northeast also. So that kind of a technology, all terrain technology, all temperature technology, climate resilient technologies, and all altitude technologies. So these technologies have been made possible by CSIR, and this Anna apple is one such example. And the second one is, if you want to talk me about this lavender cultivation, I think if you just Google lavender man of India, one person will come and he will narrate CSIR's story. Lavender cultivation is the most popular thing in Jammu and Kashmir, and we call it as purple revolution. So even if you go to the Jammu airport, you can see the purple revolution related big displays. Why? Because the farmers, they have been adopted by CSIR, starting from the seed distribution, the way they have to grow lavender, the way they have to maintain it, how to harvest it, and afterwards how best it could be converted into an oil, and how the oil should be taken to market. We are getting themselves associated with the nearby NGOs, and we take them up to market. This is what we say, that we never handshake with our partners, we hand hold the partners. So the Honorable Prime Minister always say, hand holding is a great phenomena. You can also really make it as a point in your technology transfer documents. Honorable Prime Minister always says that the income of Indian farmers should be doubled. So this is one of the areas, this is one of the technologies in which we have proven, the third party results prove clearly that the Indian farmers' income in Jammu and Kashmir has increased to 2.7 to 3.2 times just because of this lavender cultivation. Therefore, we call it as purple revolution. So the next one is lemongrass. I'll come to seaweed later. Lemongrass is another very interesting thing. It is again very much close to the heart of the Honorable Prime Minister. Friends, till last year, country was depending upon various other countries for lemon oil. But last year, the same country, India, we exported 600 tons of lemongrass oil, and it is just because of the aroma mission of CSIR. That's why Honorable Prime Minister made a mention in his Mann Ki Baat, and the seaweed cultivation is another very interesting story. Just by growing a seaweed in the Gulf of Mannar or in any other marine places, the seaweed is giving you lot of byproducts, processed products. And one company from Mana Madurai, he started his business just 5 years back, and today he is a crorepati. So seaweed cultivation is really giving you more than enough benefits, and the profit is really unimaginable. And the last one is floriculture mission. Now we are coming up with the marigold cultivation. We call it as yellow revolution. So one is purple revolution, the other one is yellow revolution or golden revolution. Here also again, the farmer's income is doubled. So these are few things. I was talking about water security. So you can ask me what CSIR is doing with respect to water security. So I already told you Mother Nature has blessed us abundantly. Only thing is we have to really scout for. Friends, all of you will agree with me. Till last year, we were telling, we are working on lithium batteries, but in India, there is no place where lithium is available. It was already available. Mother Nature is really having a lot of secrets which are embedded, which are there within the same place where we are living. But we never opted, we never scouted, we never searched it properly, we never identified it, we never made any attempts. But it was only this year we realized that India is having lithium resources, and now everyone is telling that India is the third largest lithium containing country. Therefore, yeah, that is the new finding. That is a new finding. So, but I will tell you, this is one such technology. We call it as Helibon technology. This Helibon technology helps you to understand how much amount of water is there. It is the groundwater level. And what is the metal wealth, material wealth, which are all there, maybe as a kind of an underground treasure. So all these underground treasures could be really identified with a kind of Helibon technology. And therefore, the metal and the mineral wealth of this nation could be very easily estimated and determined from this Helibon technology. So this I already told you, steel slag road. I need not tell you the reasons. And already I told you where and all we have this bypass road and the NH road. And this is another very interesting slide. Most of you, because those who are living in and around Delhi, you would have heard about this safe demolition of Noida Twin Towers. And most of you may not be knowing that CSIR was also involved in that. So CSIR was only involved in the technical consultancy from the day one. We were only guiding, mentoring, and offering advices, and all our scientists were there day and night till the entire work got executed and the entire thing got evacuated. So this twin tower demolition, that also it is CSIR's technical consultancy. Therefore, I used to normally tease my CBRI friends, Central Building Research Institute, Roorkee friends. You are not only constructing, but also you are demolishing, but you are doing safe demolition. So CSIR is there. This is what is the beauty of CSIR from end to end. Somewhere she was also making a mention about end to end requirement. So whether to build also we are there. If you want to demolish also we are there. But we will tell you, we will ensure that we will demolish it in a safe manner. And friends, this is Aroma mission. We have two missions. One is Aroma mission. The other one is Floriculture mission. Whatever Aroma mission is doing, I already told you in terms of Purple Revolution and Marigold Revolution. So the amount of hectares and the kind of farmers' income that has grown, I have told you. Now, again, this is exclusively for students. So you can ask me, ma'am, all the time you are talking about high science or technology. Can you just tell us something very interesting? What we can do with respect to CSIR? Where do we find some kind of a scope in CSIR? I'll tell you, for all school children, we call it as one program called the Jigyasa. The Honorable Prime Minister, friends, especially to school children, I'll tell you, CSIR society, the president is none other than the Honorable Prime Minister of the country. It's a great privilege of CSIR. Therefore, every year, one day, I should take a meeting with the Honorable Prime Minister along with the society, wherein the DG has to make a presentation and you know the wavelength and the kind of a vision with which questions will come from the Honorable Prime Minister. So he just asked, not to me, even the then DG, he just asked, all the time you are patting on your shoulders and say that we are scientists, we do great science. To what extent you stay connected with the school children? Because you are today's scientists. They are the scientists of tomorrow. To what extent you stay connected with the school children? Do you have any programs for that? He asked. So this is how Jigyasa came into existence. So we understood, without staying within the four walls, without talking within the four walls, we have to handhold not only the industries, but also the next generation leaders who are none other than you as youngsters, and especially the school children. So Jigyasa is one such program. You can go to the nearby CSIR laboratory. You can make use of their Atal tinkering laboratories. You can talk to the scientist. You can go near him or her, touch, feel. You realize who a scientist is. How does she or he look like? How do they plan? What and all they plan? How do they really decide their research plans? And what else they really do in the laboratory? So that kind of a touch and feel experience, that kind of a hand holding with the school children, that really happens with respect to Jigyasa. I think your leadership is now planning some Jigyasa wing in Amity now. He started discussing. I think it's a good scenario. So the next one is post-graduation. So if you're a school children, Jigyasa gives you an opportunity. And if at all you are a post-graduation student, of course you all may be knowing about the CSIR UGC examination. So one is JRF, the other one is SRF. Now the fellowship amount is really, really attractive. And wherever the city in which you are doing research, accordingly, the HRA component is also given. And these fellowships are very, very attractive. You can continue to do your PhD with these kind of fellowships. And with PhD, again, after PhD, you can say, ma'am, I have done my JRF, SRF, I have received a PhD degree. So what else could be done? There again, research associate and postdoctoral fellowship, CSIR is having all the financial assistance and schemes. And the last one is researchers. Many a times after your PhD, nowadays somebody is starting his own startup, somebody becomes an entrepreneur, somebody really joins in some industry, somebody joins in some organization, but always there will be passionate researchers who wish to continue their life, entire life, dedicate their entire life only in research. For them, there are two options. One is full officer, the other one is scientist. So Kalaiselvi, who is standing before you, started life only as an entry-level scientist. And this is where my life in CSIR started. So now I'm coming to finally, because before I conclude, I should give you at least some 10-15 minutes, an idea about what is it that energy-related attempts that you are supposed to do. So friends, when I'm just showing this shifting gears, Honorable Prime Minister teased me, Madam, you are talking about shifting gears, but India and the whole country, the globe is now going for gearless cars. This is what he told me. Then immediately I said, yes, sir, I agree with you. But at the same time, I'm fully aware the whole entire globe is now aiming for even driverless car. But then we now start shifting the gears. Slowly we'll go towards even driverless car also. And he thoroughly enjoyed and he himself laughed and he encouraged and he allowed me to continue the presentation. So when we are shifting the gears to the next generation CSIR, so these are the different areas in which one has to really consider. I told you CSIR is a big family, 40,000 plus people, but all the 40,000 plus researchers could be defined under 8 thematic areas. Of the 8 thematic areas, one such area is energy. And under energy, under each theme, we will have subverticals. So here also we have 6 subverticals. One is coal energy. I already talked about it. Next one is petroleum energy. I already told that there is another institute. And there only I said used cooked oil is also now finding its application as a biojet aviation fuel. And today morning, me and Dr. Saraswat, together we inaugurated the 2G ethanol pilot plant facility at NIST Thiruvananthapuram. So it is from agro residue. So they are going for the 2G ethanol. So how long this ethanol economy will be there? I have given my answer till 2047 and till 2050. You cannot say goodbye to any kind of a conventional thing, but this is a blend of ethanol with petrol or diesel. So this is how you can slowly reduce the amount of petrol, amount of diesel, by means of which you can come up with the blend of conventional and renewable, and you can do justice to Mother Nature. And the third one is hydrogen energy. Friends, I already talked about this hydrogen energy. Country today has announced the National Hydrogen Mission. But our CSIR organization, even 1.5 years back itself, we got this CSIR's hydrogen mission announced, launched, and we are now working in that field. Very simple. What are the different ways by means of which green hydrogen can be produced? What are the different applications in which green hydrogen could be utilized? What are the best ways by means of which green hydrogen could be stored? So, generation, application, and storage. These are the three important areas. And the fourth one is subvertical, is energy conversion. This is the energy conversion. The lab which is working in this area today only came up with a kind of a pilot plant. And energy materials and energy storage, this is my close to heart area. Friends, whatever energy, whatever ways by means of which you generate energy, whatever techniques by means of which you convert one form of energy into another form of energy, because what is law of conservation of energy? Energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, whereas one form of energy can be converted into another form of energy. That's all. Good, very good. So now I understand how all the 5 prizes were backed by only this Amity students. So this is the important subvertical, that is energy materials and energy storage. Whatever way you generate energy, whatever way you convert energy, end of the day, if you're not storing the energy, obviously you are not doing justice. Therefore, for energy management, energy storage is very much essential, and therefore the storage techniques are also very much important. Now I'll tell you a simple, because there will be a small, slight derailing I take. There was a conference, this is again to school children, there was a conference and there was an announcement. They said that you should come up with a very interesting innovation, therefore maybe $1 million will be given to you. So therefore that boy, he stood up and he said, I have identified an universal solvent. Then the juries, they started asking the question, will it dissolve stone? He said, yes. Will it dissolve wood? Yes, it will. Will it dissolve metals? He said, yes. So whatever questions they asked, he said, yeah, it will dissolve A, B, C, D, up to Z. It will dissolve everything. Therefore, they were about to give the prize to only that boy who has really discovered the universal solvent. Suddenly, another girl, she stood up and asked one question. That question, that provoked the juries, and therefore the juries decided prize need not be given to the one who discovered the universal solvent, whereas prize should be given to the girl who raised that question. What is the question she asked? What is the question she asked? Because the boy was, no, only school children. Ex-school children are not allowed. So actually the boy was telling, it will dissolve wood, it will dissolve plastic, it will dissolve ceramic, it will dissolve metal. The girl stood up and asked, then where will you keep the solvent? Where will you keep the solvent? Wherever you keep it, wherever you store it, it will dissolve that also. Therefore, where will you keep the solvent? So, that's why the prize was given to her. Now, the importance is, whatever way you do all these things, end of the day, you have to store it. Therefore, it is applicable to energy also. So, energy should be stored. Where will you store energy? So, batteries are the storage devices. I already told the beauty of batteries. So, whichever battery maybe you may be aware of lead acid battery. It's a century-old battery. 100 years old battery. The technology is proven. The technology is almost applied in all possible fields. But now we are living in a totally different era wherein we don't want big boxes. Lead acid battery is a big bundle. It's a big box. We are not interested on big things. Days have gone. Once upon a time, people used to go to big palace. They used to say, Taj Mahal is so big. So it's so beautiful. So all the exclamatory marks went for bigger things once upon a time. But now we say, can you just give me a sleek device? Can you give me a thin one? So size 0, thin, sleek, slim, all these are the buzzwords of today. So this is where lead acid batteries are not getting celebrated anymore. And therefore we are now moving towards lithium batteries. So lithium battery gives you this, all the offers of thin, zero, net zero, all the offers are being addressed by lithium batteries. So the best storage, I would say lithium batteries. Till last year, I was pierced with questions. India is not having lithium. Why the hell you are doing lithium battery? But now everybody is telling, ma'am, I think the research that you are doing, it is a real good work only, ma'am. Because India is now having lithium. But I will tell you, friends, lithium is always a costly affair. But India is surrounded by all the three sides. Ocean, which is nothing but sodium chloride. Therefore, lithium and sodium, I will just call them as twins, electrochemical twins. So whatever the properties of lithium, you can just transfer it as applicable to sodium. Therefore, sodium-ion batteries are now becoming popular and popular. You can ask me, can you just forecast something? I will tell you now. From now onwards, within another 1 decade, maybe sodium batteries will penetrate the consumer market. Friends, there are two markets. One is consumer market, e-gadgets market, that is called consumer market. The other one is EV market, electric vehicle market. So one is e-market, the other one is EV market. So today, both the e-market and the EV market, both are dominated by lithium battery. But after 1 decade, I believe this e-market will be penetrated by sodium-ion batteries, whereas EV market will remain unpenetrated completely by sodium batteries for another 1.5 to 2 decades. But if at all you and I, we do research in a totally different momentum and a totally different speed, I think we can make the difference very less. Maybe within another 5 to 10 years, we can make sodium batteries also at par with lithium batteries, and therefore energy storage could be completely brought under control. And therefore she was reading that madam is doing some justice with respect to e-mobility. So today for e-mobility, we depend upon lithium, but days are not so far off. We can take both lithium and sodium after some time. And after a little more time, we can just live with the sodium as a standalone system. The day on which we make sodium as a standalone system, that is the day I believe India will become the global leader. Why I say you is, this is high time in Amity universe. Please start working in the field of sodium batteries. Similarly, another field I would say, redox flow batteries. Every time we are depending upon the grid power, if at all you are going to a place where there is no grid power option is available, in such places also, stationary applications, you can make use of one type of batteries called redox flow batteries. Again, for more details, please Google. Also, you go with SciFinder. So that will give you more. And the last one is energy management and environment. Already all of you are aware. Friends, I do not know how many of you have met with the solar man of India. There is one professor, Chetan Solonki. He is from IIT Mumbai. He is a professor from IIT Mumbai, from electrical engineering department. He has come out of his job. He was not chucked out. He has come out of his job with a very noble vision of creating awareness in the country about maximum solar utilization and energy minimization. His mantra is, please follow AMG. Otherwise, you have to go with OMG. What is AMG? Avoid the maximum utilization of electricity. That is A. M means manage to reduce your electricity consumption. If you are not able to avoid and manage, third one is at least generate some electricity. Try to avoid utilizing electricity. Try to manage electricity. If you are not able to do both, at least generate some electricity. If you are not doing this A, M, and G, you are going to end up with OMG, which is nothing but, oh my God. That's all. You and I should be there in the globe, on the earth, to experience the life of human being for which you need energy. So how long you can depend upon the other forms of energy, and in the name of growth, in the name of development, in the name of science and technology, how much energy is getting consumed? Therefore, one way we are doing all the progress, parallelly we are doing some injustice also. Therefore, this is high time. You as school children, because I told Professor Chetan Solanki, he should talk to only school children. Because now that your mind is not having too many reservations, if at all these ideas are able to occupy your mind at this age, I think definitely you will be able to implement it. So that is called energy management and energy environment. So I will just go through a few slides. These are all run through slides. This is again only for school children. How many labs are involved? So energy, don't think that suddenly I'm becoming your chemistry teacher. But no worries. I will not ask any questions also. Okay. So energy, casually you can just make it into conventional and renewable. So conventional means coal energy, petroleum energy, and natural gas. Renewable means, as I told you, you have to generate, you have to convert it, and you have to store it. Therefore, these many laboratories are working from CSIR in this particular area. So this is the energy map of CSIR. And CSIR is such a great organization across the country. Wherever you travel, you will have a minimum of one national laboratory and its guest house to stay. And you will have at least one laboratory to go spend some quality time with the scientists. And these days, even school children are also motivated to do so. And I was told that you have 500 joint publications, 10 patents, and then you said many internships also have been done by students. I think you can really increase the number of internships being done by your students in CSIR laboratories. Please go to all CSIR laboratories. Wherever you are not getting accepted, please approach me. I will ask them to say yes, because there should be a green channel for a meeting, especially for internship. Because the more you go near the laboratories, the more you go near the scientists, the more you understand what is the culture of a laboratory, you can really create a passion for science. So here, I'm here to just tell you that the entire globe is now believing all the changes, all the challenges, whether it is the climate change or whatever it may be, the major challenges, all these challenges could be addressed by only one factor, which is nothing but science and technology. The globe has realized it. Therefore, this is high time. Each and every one of you should really get yourself connected with any one of the CSIR laboratory, and you have to really get that experience. So this is what I already told you. Coal cannot be a forgotten story even in the year 2050. Friends, the first line alone you just read. Rest of the lines you need not read. X million Indians have no access to electricity, even today. Even today, we are talking about India should become a developed country. Even today, X million Indians are not having access to electricity. That's why, again, I endorse Chetan Solanki's mantra, AMG, otherwise OMG. So please take those factors into mind. And I do not know to what extent students are aware of, but all these learned colleagues, those who are on this side, you will be aware of the PLI scheme, which was introduced by the Ministry of Heavy Industries. It is a performance-linked incentive scheme, which is given to industries. So industries cannot come up with their own technology. Then where will they go for technology? Will they go to China? Will they go to Pakistan? Where will they go for technology? They will come to only Indian researchers. They will come to only Indian technology forerunners. Therefore, is it not our duty, the duty of you and me, to cater to Indian industries, by means of which all the PLI scheme, our indigenous technologies are only getting implemented. So I think we should ensure that. So this is again another important thing. Delhi, what is that terminology? Parali burning, right? So I think you have to really think in a big way about how best carbon dioxide could be adsorbed or absorbed Many a times you talk about smoke towers. Here I am just telling you a material that has been developed by CSIR, and it is able to absorb this carbon dioxide, and its absorption is in such a way that even at a high temperature, even if it is a thermal power plant, that CO2 could also be absorbed apart from the highway liberated CO2. Therefore, we are planning, maybe soon we will come up with a kind of a cartridge in which the material will be filled so that it can be attached to the two-wheelers. So all the CO2 or this COX, whether it is NOx or SOx or COX, it could be absorbed in the cartridge, and periodically you can remove the cartridge. So whatever CO2 that was absorbed could be desorbed also, by means of which you can reuse it. And you can ask me how many times this material could be utilized. This material could be utilized to absorb and desorb to a minimum of 3,000 times. Meaning is, one time if you buy this cartridge, that is more than sufficient for about at least another 15 years. So that much technology is going. Second thing you can ask me, once you absorb all the carbon dioxide, what are you going to do? Friends, India is a country where a number of polymer related activities are happening, nylon based activities are happening. But for all these polymer related activities, adipic acid is the basic component, and for which we are depending upon other countries. But the adsorbed CO2 could be very easily converted into adipic acid, oxalic acid, and polyurethane. So whatever you do, please don't get stopped with the middle product. Like the way she said, you should go up to end product. Now coming to the biofuels, I already told non-edible fuel could be converted. So today we are talking about 10% of the blending, but soon the government itself will be recommending for 20% of blending. Therefore, at that point of time, you need more amount of biofuel and bio-aviation fuel also, for which we are getting ourselves ready. I was going on talking about hydrogen. So this is the green hydrogen. So these are the different ways by means of which you can take hydrogen. Why people are really going mad about hydrogen? Because it is having the highest calorific value. Therefore, I told, maybe in an international conference, I said, if you ask a school going student, what is hydrogen? The student will say, hydrogen, it starts with the alphabet H, they will say. Then after school, maybe when they reach the 10th class, then they will say, it should not be written as H, it should be written as H2, because hydrogen is a molecule, they will say. Then for a college student, if you ask, they will say, hydrogen is finding its place in the periodic table. They will say hydrogen is the lightest element and it is there in the periodic table. And if you ask a researcher for hydrogen, he or she will say, hydrogen is a gas, it's a colorless gas. Even though it is connected with the different colors, basically it is a colorless gas. But if you ask a researcher what a hydrogen is, the researcher will say hydrogen is the fuel. Hydrogen is the fuel and it is going to be the fuel of future also. Therefore, whomsoever is interested to address the energy requirements of the country, please rise to the occasion and start working in the field of hydrogen. So these are different success stories, and these are the areas I already told you: generation, storage, and utilization. And these are our success stories. So once we started with the module, with the testing facility, so you can see me here some 3-4 years back also. So this is the hydrogen powered car. This was demonstrated in the state of Maharashtra, especially in Pune, with the help of a company. So these are the challenges. This is only to the right hand side of this audience. So these are the thrust areas in which you can think about hydrogen. So energy conversion, because I just wish to close with the conversion, storage, and management. So for energy conversion, now you can think about third generation perovskites, photovoltaics, electrochromism. So whatever you do, finally, the way I said, it should be stored in the form of battery. And we also started our journey with a lithium battery. We started powering a torchlight. Then we moved on to the other areas of power bank, solar lantern, e-cycle, now use e-scooter and e-bike also. The next question you will ask, ma'am, when are you going to use it in the four-wheelers? Now in the whole country, the first of its kind prototype lithium battery producing facility has been demonstrated and it is already installed in Chennai. So there you can produce 1000 lithium cells per day. So that facility is a unique facility that is now available in Chennai and that has been given to even industry partners to just get themselves practiced. So friends, this slide, don't worry about the slide, take only my message. In the case of lithium battery, again, you can ask me, now lithium is available, but what about the other metals? What about the various components that are used in lithium batteries? Whether are they available in the country? As on date, the bad news is no, friends. We have again dependence on others, and therefore, if at all we are able to come up with import substitution for its every component, then only we can say India is self-reliant India. India, you can say, that's why the Honorable Prime Minister, with a far foresighted vision, he always talks about self-reliance, make in India, Atmanirbhar Bharat. So this is high time. Each one of you can take one component. One can take cathode, one can take anode, one can take electrolyte, one can take current collector, one can take even the washer, someone can take the container, someone can take the terminals, someone can look after all the kind of weldings. So if at all you are able to indigenize the every component of lithium battery, I think days are not so far off. This import substitution could be very well addressed. So this is the facility which I was talking about, 1000 cells per day, cylindrical cells. So the capacity of the cell is 1.5 to 3 ampere hour. And therefore, this particular unit is now running successfully. This is the success story I told you. SIB is nothing but sodium ion battery. I said days are not so far off. You can match the sodium ion battery for its every performance with respect to lithium battery. So we are at it. And this is what is the supercapacitor. India is such a beautiful country. Not that the road sector is always uniform. In some places you have plains and in some other places you have a hill station. Therefore, if at all you are running your car with a battery, let's assume your car is run by a battery. So when you are just driving it on plains, batteries will give you a steady energy and you can have a smooth flow. If at all you have to climb up the hills, batteries will have some kind of a difficulty and suffocation. For the peak power, that is where you need another storage device, which is called supercapacitors. So if at all you are able to make a combination of batteries and supercapacitors, wherever energy is required, battery will help you. Wherever peak power is required, supercapacitor will help you. So this is called a hybrid electric vehicle concept. And to make supercapacitor, you don't require lithium. You don't require sodium. You don't require any great metal. The normal carbon is sufficient to make supercapacitors. And therefore, you can make the economically viable, economically feasible hybrids by means of carbon-based supercapacitors. So these are few examples. I'm just showing you about the carbon-based supercapacitors. And the last one, as I told you, energy management. I have already told you the story of AMG and OMG, but this is with respect to devices and their control. This also I already told you, redox flow battery. So the right-hand side of the audience, you can make note of this redox flow battery. Number of redox flow chemistries are now coming up. Once upon a time, that is 4-5 years back, whenever any foreign delegation is visiting India, I used to get a call from the Prime Minister's office. They will ask me to make a presentation on redox flow batteries because that was the time CSIR was the only laboratory wherein this redox flow battery research was happening. But now a minimum of 5 or 6 IITs and research organizations are also working in this area. And this is high time you can also enter into this area of redox flow battery. Here you can think about all metal redox flow battery, metal halogen redox flow battery, halogen redox flow battery. So different kinds of combinations you can try. And this is the massive storage application. Sorry. One more slide. I think your mind voice is understood by this pointer. So it is going to the thank you slide. So this is recycling. Friends, I have only 2 more slides. Recycling is a very, very important factor. Whatever we use, end of the day, we have the common habit of just throwing it up. And once upon a time, primary batteries were there. We were calling them as use and throw batteries. Now, even secondary batteries, number of times, even after you use it, you simply throw it away. And this is the picture of how lead acid battery they are doing. This is the most unprofessional way things are happening. Therefore, to regularize this, you need collection booths, you need scientific protocols, you need some kind of a mentorship, you need some kind of an advice. So all these regularizations should be taken care by you and me, by means of which Indian women and the Indian villages, we can really take care of their health, because lead is very, very dangerous for health. So this is one lead acid battery I have given you. In the same way, lithium battery also, collection booths, recycling, these are very, very important. So these are our national priorities. Maybe for school children, it will be a little heavy. As I already told you, to make out all the securities, these are the prioritized areas. So whichever way you can do justice, please do justice. Whichever way we can help you, I will be able to help you. So this is my last slide. I started with where and all we are there. And finally, I forced you to say that, yes, CSIR is omnipotent. So now with your forcibly gotten words, now I can say with all those slides, yes, CSIR is there for urban, rural, national initiatives, strategic sector, industry and society. And of course, end of the day, CSIR is existing only to serve for mankind. Recently, one of the governing body members, he is the former director of IIT Mumbai. He was so generous to say one statement. For a country like India, the mere existence of CSIR laboratories itself is an asset. I never shared this with my people, because my people will say, oh, okay, it is already considered as an asset and therefore we are privileged. It is not that way. He clearly made it as a statement. He asked us to make it as a minutes also. For a country like India, the mere existence of CSIR laboratories itself is an asset. And today I find the multifaceted organization, the educational temple like this Amity Universe, the mere existence of these kind of organizations itself is an asset to country. No way you are inferior to any CSIR organizations. I would say it is not to make the topmost person to feel happy. It is not for that one, not to make the founder happy, because he has crossed that age. Whenever philanthropy is happening, it should happen in one way. Here, it is happening in multifaceted ways. And he is really getting driven by strong goals. And he is also making each and every one of you to think in the same direction. And I find that I wish to repeat, he is having the miniature of Government of India with him. All the ministries are sitting here. And therefore, all the mentorship is getting translated from the top-notch persons to all the academia. And from all the academia, it is getting translated to school children. Therefore, here I can see the complete circular economy. So the circle is getting completed, because end to end it is taken care of. Sir, I have only one word. I can give a big salute to you. Continue to take this institution, because country needs leaders of your stature, leaders of your nature, leaders of your vision, and leaders of your targets. I think you are in the right path, and I can only just give a big salute to you. Thank you so very much. The entire Amity Universe,
Madam,
you are most welcome to CSIR laboratories. I already said green channel is given to you. Go to any CSIR laboratory, take your internship, go touch and feel the scientists, talk to them, steal some ideas from them. My scientists should not hear this. steal some ideas from them, implement it in your laboratory, go back to the same scientist and say that, sir, I have stolen this idea only from you, but now I think you will be in a position to appreciate me. Please give such kind of pleasant shocks to scientists. Thank you so very much.
Madam, if you have given me the compliment, I will bow before you. That you have to allow me. Now you have given a salute, but I will bow before you 3 times.
May I request some standing ovation from everyone for the wonderful, fascinating, the best oration which we had in this hall. Let's salute the great leader who is giving her life to the whole country and humanity. Thank you so much, Dr. Kalaiselvi. And under your leadership, CSIR will become nodal, model, global, and also proactive. Thank you so much for being with us. May I now request Honorable Chancellor, Dr. Atul please sit down. Dr. Atul Chauhan to say a few words, please.
Dr. Selvanmurthy, let me first of all congratulate you and ASTIF for inviting Dr. Kalaiselvi for this oration. And you very rightly said, in this auditorium, we have had hundreds of the greatest scientific leaders from around the world. We have had dozens of Nobel laureates speak in this auditorium. But the energy that we felt today, Dr. Kalaiselvi, what we learned today from you was absolutely extraordinary. Your reputation as an orator is great. Let me tell you, as an expert in the field of energy, you are world renowned. But what we all witnessed today, what we all felt in our bones, deep in our bones, is that you are the master of human energy. You infused this infectious energy in all of us. And the way you were able to speak at the level of our brilliant school students who are here, our great scientists who are here, every person in this auditorium, and we have thousands of our scientists and students from all over the world listening, you have energized all of them. I thank you tremendously for that. But today was not only special because you are one of the greatest scientific leaders of our country, not just because you broke the glass ceiling as a motivation to so many of our female scientists by becoming the first female DG of CSIR. But I would say, what I truly felt, that your philosophy of life and the philosophy of life of our founder, Dr. Chauhan, match so much. That is what made it so special for all of us. You said you are not satisfied with being amongst the best. You want your CSIR to be the #1. This is the philosophy and the vision that Dr. Chauhan, when he came back from West Germany, and as a great industrialist and philanthropist, he wanted to give back to his country something extraordinary, which has led now to 200,000 students across 12 countries of the world. But Dr. Chauhan has always said that whatever we do, we should be the best. And the mission that Dr. Chauhan has given to all our vice chancellors, to all our scientists, is that the Amity universe should become the largest private contributor to the field of science and technology for our country. And Dr. Kalaiselvi, under this leadership of Dr. Chauhan, you will be so happy to know that today this university, the H index is 126. It is one of the highest in the country. But the mission that we have given to Dr. Selvanmurthy, to everyone, and to our vice chancellors is that within 1 year, we should have the highest H index of any private university of our country. In the Amity system, we have 30 faculty members who are listed in the top 2% of universities by Stanford, the largest of any university in the country. We have over 40 Ramanujan Swami Fellows, the largest of any university system that we have. There are so many other aspects in the field of research, but today, you're coming here and motivating us will set our goal higher. And I can see, on behalf of everyone, I thank you because we can see the happiness and joy in our founder, Dr. Chauhan. Because as he says, if people like you come and you bless our young students, as you rightly said, and in one of your speeches I heard, you said, and this is something that Dr. Chauhan says in every speech of his, the 21st century belongs to our country, India. And if India will become the greatest superpower of this earth, what Dr. Chauhan says, and you have said in so many of your speeches, it is because of our young students who are at universities and schools today. So to all of you who have had this extreme privilege, you are amongst the 0.00 something % of students who would have had this honor to listen to the DG CSIR in person. Make it your goal that you will contribute to your country becoming one of the greatest superpowers of this earth. This is the dream that Dr. Chauhan has for everyone. This is, we could feel, Dr. Kalaiselvi, that you have for our country. With that, our greatest appreciation and gratitude to you for coming to our campus. Thank you. So, Dr. Datta is, Dr. Chauhan, you're very lucky, is a great scientist in the field of artificial intelligence. We have just launched the Amity Center for Artificial Intelligence Research. Within 1 week, the fastest supercomputing power of any private university in India will be at this campus in Amity University, and Dr. Datta is leading that. And Dr. Chauhan, if you allow, Dr. Kalaiselvi, on this occasion, because of your motivation, may I give our Vice Chancellor and Dr. Selvamurthy a mission today, that we announce today the establishment for the Center on Research on Sodium Batteries. Because of your, and Dr. Kalaiselvi, we will take your guidance, your motivation to make this a great center for the future of our country. Thank you.
MK Datta was long years in our engineering college, quite long years. But one day, the UP government told him, you come to the UP Technical University with a very senior position. So he was many years there. But every time he was asking to Atul ji, मैं आना चाहता हूँ. तो इन्होंने कहा आना चाहता तो जब तू बिल्कुल ही impatient हो आने के लिए तो आ जाना. Now he has come, holding very senior position in how many years you are with Asset? 11 before you go there. Huh? When. So that's very good. And you know, personal बात है मैं कहना नहीं चाहता, पर कह दूँ मुझे हमारी तुम्हारी personal बात थी. He was not having any child, and his wife was a little uncomfortable. So I motivated his wife and him. They have a son now. How many years? मेरा ये कहने का मतलब कि आप सब लोगों को मैं अडॉप्ट करता हूँ, नॉट एम्प्लॉय करता हूँ. होल फैमिली इज माय फैमिली, होल फैमिली और वरीज आर माय वरीज. कुछ लोग छोड़ के जा रहे हैं तो सब वापस आएंगे बिकॉज दे रिंग मी, सर मुझे ले लीजिए. Navoid got 4 अपॉइंटमेंट लेटर्स कि सर मैं जाना नहीं चाहता फ्रॉम टॉप यूनिवर्सिटी. सो एमिटी की तरह फैमिली और भगवान का आशीर्वाद कहाँ मिलेगा, हम लोग उसके लिए हैं. तो बताता now show to Atulji's obsession for AI, positive and negative, and he has given you an instrument of 4 crores immediately, and you have bought it. Okay, my blessing to all. Sunita, I am in the presence of visit of some chief guest. I always declare explode a bomb. When Satish Reddy came, I told about the startups. When many years back, Abdul Kalam ji told, we were 2-3 years old only. I told, sir, I want to declare, I explode a bomb. कहते बोलिए मेरे साथ ही बैठे थे मैंने कहा because of your presence I'm so happy that within 12 months I will file 100 patents एक भी नहीं था there was no patent तो मेरी तरफ ऐसे देखते हैं कि आदमी पिघल जाए मैंने कहा यार ये तो बिल्कुल ही गलत कह गया जाके माइक पे बोलते हैं I believe Dr. Chauhan I believe and I filed 110 patents and since then तो आज जो इन्होंने कहा है I have to then make an explosion. So what is that explosion? I will be establishing from today onwards a crusade for fast track achievements and work in the area of STEM. It is more than a mission. It is more than a revolution. Crusade? Crusade is something like a supersonic, hypersonic, supersonic. Hypersonic. Dr. Murthy, I used to tell supersonic, but now I will tell him hypersonic. Next, I would like to introduce Dr. Rupa Manjari Ghosh. He retired after 10 years from Shivnadar. Last 5 years, Vice Chancellor. So Ragini told me that she is retired. And when I connect you, I told she must be looking somewhere again, Vice Chancellor. I have no position of Vice Chancellor. Even if he's ready to come in any position, then yeah. So she told Chauhan, I have 4 appointment letters. But after talking to you, since 8 weeks, I was waiting to meet you. So you have seen the life satisfaction what you will have. And from Shivnatha, you must have learned a lot. He's a great leader. So we welcome you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Honorable Founder President, sir. Thank you, Honorable
Dr.
Chancellor.
Kalaiselvi?
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
yes.
Now, founder has given his blessings. May I now request for felicitation and the citation to be presented. Can I request Goodwill Coker to bring it?
It is a matter of great pride for us to felicitate and honor Dr. N. Kalaiselvi, the first Women Director General of CSIR, India's leading R&D organization, on achieving the historic milestones and extraordinary accomplishments in the multispectral domain of scientific research and development.
Can you please, Pallavi, read the citation?
Yes. As an iconic scientist, her research work has focused on electrochemical power systems, in particular, the development of electrode materials, including lithium and beyond lithium batteries, supercapacitors, and electrolytes for energy storage and electrocatalytic applications. She has also immensely contributed for the Mobility Mission Concept Note initiated by Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. Dr. Kalaiselvi has been conferred with numerous prestigious awards at national and international level, including INSA Visiting Fellowship, Young Scientist Seminar Award of CSIR, Brain Pool Fellowship of South Korea, Top 100 Scientist of the Year, International Scientist of the Year, Raman Research Fellowship, Material Research Society Medal, and C.V. Raman Mahila Vigyana Puraskar. For her unparalleled and outstanding contribution in an exponential dimension to scientific research and development, Amity University, Uttar Pradesh extend heartiest compliments and wholeheartedly felicitate her with an Amity citation and oration plaque. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the acceptance.
I just tried to connect the Honorable Chairperson. He was listening the whole lecture, so motivated, inspired, and obsessed. कहती है अगर वो थोड़ी देर है तो मैं भाग के मैं भी पहुंच जाती हूँ. Look, this is the charisma of her. She is still in defense colony, but she is only madam is staying. Amitaji, I was just telling that you were looking the whole program and seeing the charisma of our Kalaiselvi ji, you told to me if she's still there, I can run and come. But you can say a few words. I'm having mic. Just say a few words about the Kalaiselvi ji, and a lot of my scientists. They all know you. They are sitting over here. So just say a few words. Amitaji.
I thank respected madam. I was hearing you since I think so from the middle of the lecture. So highly motivated, so impressed, your enthusiasm is so infectious that I was wondering why you are the Director General of CSIR. That the government of India has rightly appointed you because there's so much faith, so much respect for CSIR. You will be happy to know that from Amity International School that 32 children are sitting here from different families and the science coordinators are there. So all of them are the winners of Jasa. Last year, 21, 22, they were five, first, second, third, fourth, and fifth.
Big clap for students.
So all five are from Amity. The project selected from Amity and their school. My coordinator, Mr. Ramesh, is also sitting here. He's also here. I always say, like you, madam, anywhere you go, you have to be first and the third fourth. Amity should win. Because if you win, the world knows. So I'm so grateful. I'm so inspired from you that I wanted to come and meet you. I asked my founder, my husband, if she is here for 20 or half an hour, then I come readily and because you are so effective. So I want to bring more innovation in our Amity International School. My children are very bright.
Thank you so much.
Talk to them. They want to innovate, and they want to work for India. That's their mission. Part of our Prime Minister vision is to make in 2047 India as a developed country. And I always say, my Amitians and India will be a developed country. CSIR and our Amitians will make it in a developed country. So, madam, I wanted to meet you.
I will take you to her office.
I wish and my desire, whenever you go in Delhi, we want to call you in our school.
Right. Correct.
For all the children who have innovated, who have got the awards and Inspire, Iris, Chikyasa, and many more other programs. So we will be organizing a program for them. And I wish, madam, that you could come on that day.
Definitely. I'll do it.
Lalit?
More than the school children have patented 40 innovations. They write in magazines also, and they have done many copyrights. And it can be only done through the motivation from the teachers, from the coordinator, and the vision of our founder president. Madam, thank you so much. I'm so honored. I'm so happy to see you and hear you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, I That's why you are the right DG. Thank you so much.
Viviji, just 1 minute. Today, she solved my thought process. I was thinking why have so much love, affection, and respect for CSR. She decoded it today. We are of the same age, myself and CSR. I am also born in 1942. Which month it was?
Month is December.
I am a little 2 minutes old. I'm October. So great. Lalit, just tell the name of your 5 students. Thank you, Bhaji, thank you. Lalit, just the student who got the IITR award, just stand up.
All students who got the IITR CSIR award. Let's give a big clap to them. These are the brilliant students who got the award for the environment as well as the energy.
Just come
So
here.
they looked at sustainable energy initiatives.
Come. 2, 3 here, 2 here. So then इनके साथ photo आ जाए. जल्दी करो. All 5 students immediately.
And they are also accompanied by their teachers.
Yes. Huh? Then Sohani should also come. You got many awards. उधर हाँ वो कल अब तुम ना इनके तक इधर रख कर दो थोड़ा लेफ्ट राइट बीच में ये जगह छोड़ दो बीच में जगह छोड़ दो बीच में yes Swani just also come here. Swani, just a minute. Swani, you come. You tell. This is the second daughter of Atulji. She is so brilliant scientist. She got an award. So Swani, what award you go? Tell me. You were in Chennai or so where you also won.
Yes, respective farm president, ma'am. Last month also I went to Young Scientists of India, and about a month ago also ATF Fest, which happened by Niti Aayog. My project was called SOAPT, which stood for Solar Operated Agro Vehicle with Portable Tools. So it's about like an eco-friendly vehicle I made for the small farmers of our country to basically help them, and I really I got a lot of support by my school and my founder president, and I'm very excited and happy for this journey. Thank you, Tom.
Soumya, Soumya studied whole course till 12th in the MIT school, and now she want to do a special study there in USA. I never understand what is that topic. Soumya, what is that topic you are going in the next month?
Oh, yes. Founder President and I often talk about epigenetics. So, of course, you must be. Yes. So, it's how your nature and your surroundings affect your genetic makeup. And I think it's a very important part of future bioengineering, especially with all the innovations coming up in that field. So, we often talk about that field. Thank you so much.
Madam, this shows our school strength, and Mr. Amolji is totally from a product of Amity International School. Then you went to Harvard.
Whoever are there, if you will send your name and email, anybody at my SFT war room, I'll give you a wonderful book with my personal note and the link for this recording. I will not give to anybody because this is such a precious. Those only should benefit. Those who have taken the trouble to come here or see online. I give a book with my remarks, with my comments and the link so that, and once again, Dr. Murthy, sometime in small groups, I will have personal meeting with Atulji and all to listen these persons, what they have learned from here and how we will implement it. I tell you, in this world, a lot of people are working day and night, neglecting health, neglecting wife, neglecting hobbies, but the outcome is not there. And therefore, Dhruv Shukla, where is my outcome director?
He is there, sir, on the left side.
Okay, absolutely. Thank you. Group Shukla? Left side. So he's my outcome director. And I tell you, you don't like what I don't like. He's like a biting dog. So sir, out आप तो कितना लोग मेहनत करते हैं. Very good. So I think Dr. Murthy, if you permit, 1.5 minutes to Dr. 1.5 minutes to Brinda, 1.5 minutes. नहीं 1 minute, 10 minute. Joshua, 90 seconds, please, not more. Because we are giving 90 seconds. 90 seconds.
Yes. Very respected Dr. N. Kalaiselvi. It has been really wonderful to have you at Amity University, Uttar Pradesh. The vision of our honorable founder president to serve the nation by research, innovation, and beyond. And his total passion is on the research, and your being here inspired and motivated all the faculty, researchers, students, including the school students. I'm sure that your this visit is going to have a lot of impact on the future research and innovation of this university. So thank you so very much.
Yeah, a lot has been said about you, and as you are the first DG of the CSIR. But I was just looking at the meaning of your name, Kalaiselvi. It means artwork, and it means Saraswati. And when you spoke, it seemed like the God was speaking. So, on behalf of our founder, on behalf of our universities, we once again thank you, and we will take inspiration from you all times to come. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Founder President. And let us once again give a big clap as an expression of our love and affection, gratitude for our very distinguished guest, Dr. N. Kalaiselvi, the DGCSIR. Thank you so much to everyone who participated, made it very, very vibrant. Thank you so much.
Additional President Asim ji की daughter है. They are twin daughters and exceptionally capable. He has got many awards abroad. Wherever he goes with 40, 50 students from all countries, always she's number one. Just one word, Samaya, from you. One word, Samaya.
A very good evening, ma'am. I was so inspired by everything you said, and I've taken so much from today's lecture, and I hope to work on the lithium batteries and renewable energy in the future.